Hi, my name is Steve QUILL. During this video I will be discussing my default routines that were identified from my first diary, what I have learnt from this unit, the feedback from my SLG and my applied learning. For me, the feedback from my tutor and fellow students provided me with a framework for which I could start changing my perspective on my default routine, as in how to identify my triggers and then be aware of the strategies I could implement to allow for a more desirable outcome. I thought the best place to start with was myself. I'm referring in particular to one of our first lessons where we were asked to do a self-assessment, the junk type. This was probably a good starting point for me personally. I'm reserved to suggest that I would rely solely on the results, although I would say that my personality type result is one that I could relate to. With this new insight, I was on my way to understanding more about the way I approach things and my reactions to both positive and negative situations. My personality type indicator talks about how we are known for wearing our hearts on our sleeve. This is exactly what I do. I have always found this to be the most challenging emotion to deal with when faced with a negative or difficult situation. When I relate back to my critical incident example, I took the comments by the president to heart, and this was the first step in me leading into my default routine, where I subsequently switched off. My internal signs of me feeling hot and uncomfortable and not just wanting to be there, and my external signs of me slumping down in my chair and disengaging from any further discussions were all too familiar. In understanding more about why I react the way I do, I chose to do some further research that centered around my emotions, which led me to some readings by Daniel Goleman on emotional intelligence and social intelligence. Goleman states that understanding yourself is important to your own success. This reading really resonated with me. Goodman reports how powerful a person's emotions are and that they mould us into who we are, for better or for worse. I did some further research with some practical examples of dealing with difficult situations, as those written by Professor Roberto Lico, which I also found helpful. From this research I have learnt that to continue doing what I have always done was only restricting the level of success that I could achieve, thus preventing me from being a better person and a better leader. My previous default routine was to get defensive when my ideas were challenged or criticised. I would go very quiet and disengage in any further conversation. I have learned that my responses play a critical role in the situation of which I am the main player. I have now learned that I need to transform my default settings so that I can implement circuit breakers at critical points to allow for a more desirable outcome. My newly implemented approach includes me pausing, remaining in calm and in control. I will stop talking and allow others to voice their opinion or concerns. I will then listen to feedback, ask additional questions to clarify things, and where appropriate, seek approval. By interrupting the default, this then provides me with the much needed space or circuit breaker for which I can recalibrate and prepare for my next move. My research during this unit has helped me understand the importance of taking into account all the group dynamics and points of view, and that this helps in fostering positive relationships and respect on both sides. I will also continue to review and assess my progress as I continue on my journey to become a more effective leader. Yeah, hi Chris. Look, thanks for meeting with me. Look, I just wanted to discuss that proposal about the tractor again. Look, I know at the meeting the other night things didn't go to plan, and I sort of shut down and sort of didn't want to talk about it any further. I just wanted to apologise and just let you know, because I was feeling a little bit down about the whole thing. I thought I presented a really good proposal and several quotes, and you know, then I got those comments from yourself, and I just wanted to sort of chat about it further so that we can sort of come to some sort of compromise, or you know, sort of some strategy to allow us to move forward so we can get this new tractor approved by the committee. Oh, okay. So it wasn't my proposal that you were disappointed with or anything like that. It was just that you would have liked some other people involved in the decision making. Is that right? Okay. No, I can understand that. Yeah. No, I can fully understand that. Look, you suggested I go and speak to John, the president of the Shepherd Club. So he's got a number of years' experience with tractors, and he used to sell them, did he? Right. Okay. Look, I'd be happy to do that, and I can give John a ring, and we can sort of have a chat and come up with a strategy to sort of get a couple of good quotes in, and maybe we can present it at the next meeting. Fantastic. Okay. Well, I'll contact John. Thank you. Yeah, John, look, thanks for coming in, mate. I had a chat to Chris, and look, he says that you're the man to talk to in relation to getting some good quotes on these tractors. Now, as you noticed at last meeting, I had 3 quotes presented, and listen, I just wanted to get some feedback from yourself, because I understand you've been around tractors for a long time, and you used to sell them, is that right? Fantastic. Okay. Look, I'm sorry I didn't approach you earlier. Had I chat, sort of made some further inquiries earlier, I probably would have picked up on the fact that all your experience you've got with tractors, and I certainly would have involved you in the process. So look, I do apologise for that. But listen, can you help me out? I really need to get 2 more quotes in, as Chris stated, and I'd appreciate your help if you can help me out with that. Great. So you've got Tuesday off. That's fantastic. Look, I can make myself available for that. And listen, we can. I can pick you up, and we can go for a drive around those couple of places you mentioned, and we'll get those 2 quotes in. Yep, fantastic. Okay. Look, I really appreciate that. And again, I apologise for not involving you earlier. And listen, this is great news for the club. Thanks again.